Welcome to the beautiful late autumn of the north. On this primitive camping adventure, I'm heading out to the forest to build a shelter. I will be enjoying wild fish and mushrooms and do some archery. Nearby my home, I went fishing in the morning before heading out to the forest. I caught a couple perch which I will cook later in the evening. I'm hiking out to a forest roughly 5 kilometers away from my home. There's a lot of wild nature around here. On the way, I find plenty of edible mushrooms. I find an area with a lot of fallen trees. This is where I will camp and build my shelter. I'm starting by clearing up an area for my campsite between these two trees. On top of these trees I can then lay my roof very easily. Once I have two sturdy roof beams in place, I strap on my tarp. This is an old military surplus tarp which I got from a store which sells all sorts of used military clothing and gear. Now it is time to create the fireplace. Because I do not want to make my fire straight on the ground, I'm bringing some sand and stones, which I found underneath the roots of a fallen tree. Making a fire straight on the ground is a fire hazard, and also will have a poor draft and a lot of moisture coming down from the ground into the fire. This in turn results in more smoke and a weaker flame and weaker heat. I'm looking forward to eating this fish. I'm cooking the perch in butter on a cast iron pan. Never use standard non-stick pans, even at home, for they shed a lot of harmful chemicals which end up in your body. I add the mushrooms and some pre-cooked beetroots once the fish has fried for a while. I'm doing a lot of physical work here in the forest to stay strong and energized. I also add a couple of eggs into my meal for extra proteins and fats. As always, these type of campfire meals are the best I've ever had, every time. No five-star restaurant can replicate this feeling. There is some rain coming down later this evening, so I head out in the dark to get me some more firewood and also more materials for building a rain cover on top of the fire. This will allow the fire to burn undisturbed by the downpour. Now it is time to head to bed. I am dry and safe under my shelter. Good night. In the morning, it is pretty dry in the air again. I set up a fire to make myself some warm tea. This is what it's all about, finding the perfect peace and clarity of mind. Could you imagine waking up here and feeling anxious or unmotivated? I guess not. To be better protected, I'm creating an even cozier shelter by adding walls on the sides. There's some wind blowing through the forest, and having a completely windless place to sit inside would be a great comfort. There's luckily nearly infinite amount of dead branches laying around from all of these fallen trees. Building these walls will take no time. The best way I found for cutting up branches into firewood or as building materials is to use something heavy, such as this tree trunk, to chop on. It is effortless if you have a sharp axe, and very satisfying once you are able to cut everything in just one strike of the axe. Now the walls are pretty much complete. Of course, there is some wind coming through all the gaps, but the improvement is significant. If I wanted to, in a real survival situation, I could add a lot more branches and combine that with moss to create an even better shelter. But this is good for now. I'm picking up some more stones in order to have a better platform for cooking, a simple table for my pan. After a small break in the warmth of my bed, I pick up the bow and go practice my archery skills. This is a very heavy bow for most, about 60 pounds draw weight. I'm still learning to control it. Let's see if I can hit the target. My target is just a block of insulative foam used for building houses. To make sure no foam pieces come loose and end up in the forest, I have covered my target with a piece of cloth all around. After some time shooting, my arms are actually very tired from the heavy draw weight. It's time to make some more firewood and then go back inside my shelter and prepare my last meal for today. I have some grass-fed beef with me in addition to the fish I caught yesterday. Day 3 in the morning. I wake up in a much colder weather. It has probably been below freezing during the night. I warm up with some tea by the campfire and then head out to look around and to shoot extremely long range with my bow and arrows. The night was indeed cold. There is pristine ice in the pools and puddles. I'm shooting over a range of 70 meters, not because I think I can hit the target that often, but because I love seeing the arrows fly over the long distance. Thank you for watching this video. There are more new adventures coming up, so do not forget to subscribe to stay tuned. If you want to support my channel and the creation of even more new videos, consider visiting my Patreon page. And as always, don't forget to get out there.